Our topic is, if your group had €1 a day per person to live on, what would you prioritise? In this video, we will discuss the value of €1 between different nations, the adequate dietary nutrition that can be obtained on €1, and what resources are available to people who fall below the poverty line. But first, let's take a look at what we could get for €1. In Tesco Express, the most we could get for €1 was pasta, a tin of tomatoes, and a pack of jellies, with the price coming to a total of 97 cents. While you may think this is similar to the typical college diet, would you be comfortable surviving on €1 a day? Over 1.3 billion of the world's population survive on less than €1 a day, and for these individuals their priority is survival, and this encompasses many different basic needs: food, water, shelter, clean air. If we had to prioritise one need, we would choose food. Hypothetically, you could survive without clothing or shelter if the climate was right, but there isn't a place on earth you could survive without adequate nutrition. To see what one could survive on, we broke down the RDAs and cross-referenced them with diets consisting of a minimum of 3 foods, hoping to gain a variety of nutrients and also avoiding basing one's diet on a singular food, because we all know in Ireland what happens when you do that. These diets came the closest to satisfying our requirements, but €1 a day just wasn't sufficient enough. Even combining our money as a small community to buy in bulk, we still couldn't afford it. Unless you're out harvesting your own potatoes and catching your own fish, these diets are not near attainable on €1 a day. So what if we all followed Chris McCandless's idea of moving into the wild and surviving off nature? Well, the excessive urbanisation of Ireland would no longer have the agricultural means to cater for 5 million individuals, nor would we be educated enough to do it. And let's not forget, even McCandless himself died of starvation. So if we can't survive on €1 a day in a developed country, how does the other 1.3 billion living in destitute poverty do it? The 4 of us live in Ireland, a prosperous country ranked 4th out of 189 countries on the United Nations Human Developmental Index. Our group in particular are lucky. We all have access to healthcare, food, shelter, clean drinking water and education. So if we analyse our group's needs under Maslow's hierarchy, we can see that we are already fulfilling most of the criteria on each of the tiers. Our physiological and safety needs are being met because the government or our families are supporting us. And through education we have the opportunity to become more fulfilled individuals. Because of this, we'd probably spend our money on a desire, not a necessity, perhaps a cup of coffee or a can of Galahad. However, what if we lived in a less prosperous country, like South Sudan? South Sudan is one of the poorest countries in the world, ranking 3rd last on the UN Human Developmental Index list. Here, we wouldn't have a safety net of social welfare and government-expended healthcare if we fell under the poverty line. We'd have a lack of current income, lack of certainty about future income, and our choices and opportunities would be totally restricted. Our priorities with our euro would completely change here. 80% of the population live on less than €1, and 85% of the population engage in non-wage work. With the equivalent of €1 a day in South Sudan, we'd probably prioritise things at the bottom of Maslow's hierarchy. Here, our greatest concern would be buying a kilogram of the sorghum crop for 57 cents to feed our family. The greatest extent of poverty in Ireland is seen among the homeless, and we attempt to see how even Ireland's poorest would prioritise €1 a day. We looked at what is available for us here in Galway if we did become homeless. Upon registering as homeless at the housing counter at Galway City Council's offices, the council will carry out an assessment and make a decision regarding your eligibility for service provisions. Once registered, there are many charities across Galway, such as COPE and the Simon Community, to help provide assistance. COPE provide a holistic range of support services, including emergency accommodation, support with accessing your entitlements, finding new accommodation, health services, and many other supports based on your specific needs. COPE in particular run 2 24-hour emergency accommodation services in Galway, the Fairgreen Hostel for men and Osterley Lodge for women. Here you are offered a bed, warm nutritious food, and access to laundry and shower services. They can house up to 26 men, 12 women and 8 children at any one time. It is a peaceful, friendly and safe environment. You also have access to many health and well-being services, including a nurse, GP, substance abuse counsellor and community mental health nurse. Facilities like COPE and the Simon Community go a long way in looking after your mental health. The COPE Galway Teach Carb Day Centre is a great social space to meet other people and grab a coffee, tea, soup or sandwich. A mental health nurse is also available to talk to. With only €1 a day, it's important to not neglect entertainment, vital for a fulfilled life and good mental health. Galway is a city full of fun things to do for free, whether that's simply strolling along the Salt Hill Promenade, watching the buskers on Shop Street, or attending free concerts in St. Nicholas's Church. It's easily seen that from a financial view, the idea of not even having a single euro a day to live on in Ireland puts one in a substantially better position than living on €1 a day in a country which ranks low on the UN index. As outlined by the World Health Organization, health is a state of complete physical, mental and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. From this project we learned that it is not possible to fulfill all three of these aspects of health on just €1 a day in Ireland. Food, housing and other basic needs are far beyond this price range. However, as outlined in this video, people who fall into a low-income category are taken care of, from homeless services to medical cards and even third-level education grants. It is fair to say that we are privileged to live in a country with such developed social welfare services.